episode of Will on a Whim. Today we're going to be spilling the what? The coffee. No, that's not how it goes. The water? No. Apple juice? Today we're going to be spilling the tea on a few natural hair myths. But first, go ahead and click that subscribe button so that you don't miss out on future videos. The natural hair myths in today's video are considered especially heinous. The dedicated detectives who investigate these vicious felonies are part of an elite squad known as the Naturalistas Club. These are their stories. Myth number 1. Okay, dirt makes your hair grow. Okay, sis, I heard that you were putting dirt in your hair, and I just wanted to express my concern. Now, I know that when people say dirt makes your hair grow, that they don't mean that literally. Unless they do. Oh my god. I'm assuming that people think that not washing your hair actually grows your hair. What people are really meaning when they say that dirt grows your hair is that your hair's natural oils do help your hair grow. Each of your hair's follicles secrete natural oils from your scalp. And these oils go on to lubricate the hair that grows out of the follicle. And when you go ahead and wash your hair, especially if you're using a sulfate shampoo, you're depleting your hair of natural oils. And if you don't re-moisturize, your hair is going to be dry and then it's more prone to breakage, which obviously does not support hair growth. So let me repeat, okay? The natural oil that comes out of your hair scalp does make your hair grow, but dirt, sis? Cleaning your hair is actually important. Over time, buildup in your cuticle can actually start kickboxing moisture right back out. So what you need to do is karate chop that buildup right on out of the cuticle by either shampooing, okay, clarifying, co-washing, or some other method to clean those cuticles out. Myth number 2, you can repair heat damage. Girl. No. Heat damage kind of means that you have permanently fried your hair cuticle. You took your hair, okay, you sat it in a deep fryer, okay, and now it's serving you french fries, serving you Mickey D's. Excessive heat can also chip away at your hair's cuticle, which oftentimes leads to like the limp curls that you see when you have heat damage. Sometimes protein treatments can help temporarily fill the gaps there, but the one real true solution is twerking. Kidding. Cutting it off. Myth number 3 is that sulfates ruin your hair. Sulfate doesn't necessarily ruin your hair, but it does leave your hair super vulnerable to breakage. Here's why. So like I mentioned, you have a scalp, and rooted in your scalp are these things called follicles. There's a follicle for each one of your hair strands. Your hair strands grow out of your follicles. Along with hair strands, okay, your hair follicle is also secreting natural oils. And these oils lubricate your hair strands to prevent breakage. But why is this important? Hold on, okay, I got you. Imagine that you're at a water park, and you go all the way up to the top of this water slide, right? And you get up there and you realize that there are 2 ways down.
Oh my god, then which one do I take?
Slide number 1 is a straight shoot down. Slide number 2 is one of those loop-de-loop slides, okay? It's a bit more fun, you know what I mean? If you take the straight one, you know that you'll get to the bottom faster because this second one has these loops in it, and that takes a bit more time to get down. You'll be in the slide like, oh my god, is this ever gonna end? The same concept is at play with your natural hair and its natural oils. For straight hair, it's pretty easy for that oil to go straight down the hair strand. But for curly hair, it takes a bit more time for that oil to get all the way down, all those loops, you know, all the curls, all the kinks, all the coils. So if you wash your hair with like a sulfate and you get rid of all that natural hair oil, all that work that oil did in order to lubricate your entire hair strand, your curly hair strand, it'll take a bit more time for, you know, that hair strand to be re-moisturized by that natural oil. And so if you don't actively re-moisturize your hair and replenish those oils yourself, then your hair's gonna be dry for a little bit and more prone to breakage. So if you use a sulfate shampoo or you're planning on using one, just go ahead and re-moisturize your hair right after. I like to, even when I'm using a sulfate-free shampoo, to go ahead and deep condition right after I cleanse my hair. And sis, you can do the same. I believe in you. Myth number 4 is that black girls can't grow their hair. I'm not even gonna talk for this one, like, yep. Okay, moving on. Myth number 5 is that what works for somebody's hair that looks sort of like yours is going to work for you. It's a myth.
Girl, it's a trap.
While finding people out there with hair that looks visually similar to yours is important, there are physical differences in hair that people just can't see. For example, hair porosity literally varies from person to person. It depends on how much cuticle layer you have, okay? Your hair might look just like mine, but totally differ in hair porosity. Meaning how easily my hair might accept moisture and retain it might be totally different for how it goes down with your hair. So some of the fundamentals of my hair care regimen or routine may work for you, but maybe some of the products won't. Maybe you need to, you know, step up your deep condition game to a different level. Maybe you need to do something different with your shampoo. It all comes down to figuring out what works for you and sticking to that. The next hair myth is that you need to trim every 6 months. wrongs. I've said it before and I'll say it again, only trim your hair when you need it. If you're not so sure on when you actually need it, go ahead and check out this video on how to trim your hair or how to know when it's time to trim your hair. The real point here is that everyone's hair experiences different amounts of damage. Physical damage, heat damage, all types of damage. Split ends or damaged ends arrive at different rates for different people. It's really up to you to know when the solution is to trim your hair, but only trim hair that is actually damaged and needs to go. The next hair myth is that if you use a regular conditioner and you let it sit on your hair for
a long periodically time,
that it'll become a deep conditioner. No. Confession, I used to do this, okay? Don't judge me. When I first started out growing my hair, I used to let my conditioner sit on my hair for a while, and I thought that that was what a deep condition was. But nah, deep conditioners are literally a totally different thing. They're formulated with molecules that are smaller than that of your regular conditioners. So they're better able to penetrate your hair's cuticle and add moisture. They have these things called humectants and emollients in them, and also just like a bunch of good nutrients. And what these humectants and emollients do is that they attract moisture and they help retain it, and they also smooth out your hair and make it soft. So you'll definitely want specifically a deep conditioner as part of your regular routine. The next hair myth is that you can speed up your hair growth. Now don't get me wrong, you can definitely provide your hair follicles with the resources that it needs to produce hair, but you won't speed up that process. Instead, what you can do is make sure that you're retaining length. Generally, if your hair isn't growing, it's because your hair is growing at the same rate as your hair is breaking, which leads to the perception that your hair isn't growing, but it is. So if you want to grow your hair long and fast, you might want to focus on retaining length rather than trying to speed up your hair growth, whatever that would mean. All right, everybody, that brings us to the end of another episode of Will on a Whim. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, go ahead and click that like button, or you can click the subscribe button, like do you, whatever. If you do though want to stick around, you can click that subscribe button. It's right there. I'll have a link in the description box as well. Also, you can just click that little picture, okay, of me and my twist out, and you can go ahead to my channel and subscribe there too, girl. There are so many ways to do it. If you want to do it, go ahead, no pressure though. If you're not following me on Instagram yet, go ahead and follow me there at WillOnAWhim. And if you're not following me on Facebook or on Twitter, go ahead and follow me there at WillOnAWhim. I'll see all of you real soon back here for another episode of Will on a Whim. But until then, bye.